We are back, episode 143 of Journey to a Million here on this Wednesday night after a Bucks win. Zack Rausch, Jared Valleskey, and myself, Drew Skyberg here. They're talking about punters right now here.
That's who I was thinking.
Anything goes on Journey to a Million here.
He's not as tubby. He's not the guy I was thinking of.
No.
Number 8 for a punter, though, is kind of a...
That's weird. It's like a quarterback number. I don't know. Even a receiver, maybe.
Well, of course, punters, a topic. Of course, we'll have some good betting stuff to chat about. But otherwise, fantasy-wise?
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
True.
I got my golfing sweater on, guys. Come on, I'm trying.
Oh, he does. Wow. I'm just gonna look for something while we do this because I'm trying to find a game that we can do. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I got something up my sleeve as well. But otherwise, we haven't talked in a couple of weeks talking about the season here coming through now over halfway. Now into week 12, we're in the dreaded bye week. There's two of them. I was talking to Zach about today. Week 12, week 14. If you're playing fantasy, if you're doing best ball, if you're making DFS lineups, it's not a great week.
Yeah.
Very limited options. It feels. What?
I'm projected to sell at 91 points in your league right now.
Oh my goodness! My league too, 6 point per passing touchdown super flex. So for context,
like
I'd
upper 120s.
Yeah, I'd say an average week. I'd say 110, 120. You're looking right around the middle. So 91. Who do you play?
Alex.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna get smoked.
Yeah, I'm gonna get smoked.
Got rivalry week. I'm starting Trey Benson against Jared. I was hoping he's gonna keep Kareem Hunt in though, so it would have been a nice just cancel each other out.
Is Pacheco for sure back or not?
Yeah, he's supposed to play.
Because I have him in my other dynasty league. So either way, it's all right because I get him back or I keep Hunt. But Eckler is going to be my fill-in for Hunt the rest of the year probably, which isn't. I mean, it looked
he's
bad
a viable
weeks
option
ago, but yeah, he's been better lately.
Drew's supposed to trade me Trey Benson.
Yeah, but Zach, I ended up feeling it out. Benson's averaged double-digit fantasy points last 2 weeks. Obviously there's a buy in there, but his snap share has been up. Obviously, Edwards, you can make the same case, but I'll take the age on that piece. That's where I know the second one was thrown in there too. But
this is gonna be a funny list. I have one for us. It's gonna be a top 10, Drew. When we get to it, you guys aren't gonna get any of them.
Goodness.
But it's just funny. It'll be fun.
Funny.
You might get one or two, but yeah.
Not like most hated teams last week.
Or do you want to do top 15? Up to you.
Top 13.
Top 12 it is. All right.
Well, we'll hold that thought for now.
No, it's got to be 13. Do top 13.
Our trade. Okay. Zach and I traded the. What do you guys think about trade deadlines in fantasy? So I know we just hit it right now.
Zach needs to get rid of it right now.
I think it's terrible in dynasty. I think in the dynasty context, especially. I'm all for it for redraft because redraft, trade deadline because contenders need to be contenders. You definitely don't want to have last week of the year some kind of trade.
Listen, in Zach's league, I've been trying to trade Cooper Kupp and Evan Ingram for about 8 weeks now. Yep. And you guys are the only two.
You wanted the current 101 for Kupp.
I said Kupp, Ingram, and I'd throw in a Johnston for one pick.
I told you, I don't want Ingram.
Well, then take Kupp. He's projected I don't know, 20 points.
I offered you the current.
You offered me nothing, dude. You offered me nothing. I'll throw in a second for Kupp. I don't want that. I don't care. My last 3 second-round picks, I told you. What, Traylon Burks was a first-rounder? Sky Moore, A.D. Mitchell. No, it's good players out of college. I've missed on them. That's all it is.
2 years ago, I got Sam Laporta, Jaden Reed in the second.
I guess you could say I got Richardson with my first because I traded for him. That's a good pick, but right now it's a decent pick. It's not good. Yeah.
Well, you traded Kyler in 2 first, so.
Yeah, you're right. I also traded Travis Kelce 2 years ago for Juju, Cole Kmet, and there was a solid piece to it. It was with Kate.
Trades.
Oh yeah.
It was a good trade.
Do you want to see what it is? Should I look it up right now?
Look at it. Because Valleskey's been pretty bad lately. He had like 2 good weeks where he caught like 15 passes, but besides that, he's been pretty bad. No, I'm very much against the trade deadline because, like I said, I've been trying to trade these players, and I have to wait until the offseason just to try to get them off my team. I'm not competing. I'm the 11 seed. So now what I'm doing is I'm just trying to beat Zach. I'm trying to get a higher,
Which
trying to finish higher so Zach gets a lower pick. Because I don't want to be a high pick.
Happens to Cup, because this is Cup's prime value right now in terms of like he's not going to be useful at the end. At the end of the year, going to probably the second's going to be probably all you'll get.
Well, you, Zach, and Bernie are like 3 of the only people that in that league that trade or like that answer. So I'm like, I don't know who else to reach out to. I'm not
Zach's league just
anyone else there. So I don't know.
All right, hold on. Let me defend myself for a minute here.
I made the league. It was like that, and I didn't know.
That's the first dynasty league that any of us were in.
Yeah, that's not even my
So
team.
think about now. Obviously, if I made a league now, yeah, of course, standings would be different.
Well,
So
guess what?
I know what makes a dynasty.
Commissioner
league.
has rules, and they can change, can't they? I thought.
Well, no, because every time I put a rule up for, voting, you got Drew sitting there acting like I'm a dictator. So I guess apparently that you can't.
Don't listen to Drew when he talks about rules. Remember when he tried vetoing my trade and he made it clearly obvious he had a bias towards one way? Yeah.
Oh, come on now.
Jared was clearly drinking and had a lapse of judgment, but it's still his fault for doing this. Do you think it should go? Of course not. You could have easily just said
People
Jared
voted on that.
didn't want to do this trade. And he
okay, back
regrets
to.
it. No, I'm not done. Not back to anything. Not over this yet. You took my first. Who did that turn into? Who did that first turn into? Do you even know?
Oh, I
He's
don't
probably
know.
a top 5
the
pick.
first this year.
Is it this
I
year?
think it's this year's first, Jared. So I'll let you know who
We
it
still
is.
have time to trade it back to me. Perfect. Do the right thing. I'll give you Tom Brady. How about that?
Let's go back to this other league. I think, Zach, the big thing is like you wanted to change scoring and roster sizes. I think more administrative things like that I think is more acceptable. Like for example, if it was league median. Something that doesn't have to do with how you set your lineups, how scoring, like strategy based, right? Trade deadline has nothing to do with the strategy. It does, but it doesn't have anything to do with the direct strategy week to week. I think that's where you lose me.
Honestly, if you ask me, I would not change the trade deadline. I'd keep it. I think for redraft, it should be a earlier trade deadline than dynasty.
I think you're
I
wrong.
think dynasty
So
should
that's
still be forced.
He's half right.
You should be forced to make a decision whether you're going for it or not. You shouldn't be able to wait until week 14. You have 1 game left where you already know what's going on.
do you think?
Any major sports league, they have a trade deadline for a reason. Teams either decide, am I making a playoff push or am I, selling off some vets and rebuilding? It's kind of
Okay,
like what
so in my case,
dynasty is. Am I
in
going
my-
for it this year? Am I gonna, to rebuild and retool for next year?
No, because if that's, I agree with you. If it happens week 7, week 8, but this is week 11. Like teams now know, okay, I'm 2 and 10, I'm 2 and 9. I know I'm not going to compete. Teams that are 5 and 5,
Trading people.
yeah, but no one trades. Then what? I'm stuck for the rest of the year. Teams that are
Sure.
5 and 5 have to
There's
make the
a few
decision,
reasons
but
that you can't get a trade done. One,
I'm not going to reach out to them 6 times. I'm not going to do
Two.
that.
your prices for the people you're trying to trade.
Says you and Drew.
on
He offered me
Jupiter.
Eckler for a third. He wanted a third for Eckler.
I
still
counted
wanted
just
201 for Cup, and you said no. He's
I didn't
31
want a
years
101
old.
for Cup. That's not what I wanted.
I said the 201 for Cup straight up, and you said no.
Yeah, I did say no. I did. Because who's that 201
That's
going
a
to
fair
be?
trade.
Who's that 201 going to be? I need a running back. I
These
need
are
a
even
high
trade-
pick for a running back. Running backs go early. Another receiver. My running backs right now. Did you see my team? Kenneth Gainwell.
Jared,
Kenneth
Jared,
Gainwell.
Think about their
Hey,
rookie
I have 2
running backs right
Kenneths.
now.
I have Kenneth Walker, Kenneth Gainwell, Braylon Allen, and Miles Sanders. Dude. You know, Ashton Genty would fit perfectly on my team right now. You know that, right?
He would, but you know what? He's
Yeah.
going to look a hell of a lot better next
It's crazy
year.
because I have
Bijan
6
Robinson
first-round
and
picks that
Amon
I
Ra and CD.
have 6 first-round picks that we could have worked with just to get me this Ashton Genty kid. You know, I could have worked with you, but you immediately said, I don't want Cup. Nope, done.
Do you have any first round picks this year?
I have 3 next year and 2 the year after.
trade them all.
So
Yeah.
none in 2025.
Huh?
So
No,
none
I
in
have-
2025.
4 picks in 2025. None of them are first because I traded it away for. Is that for Richardson? I don't have Richardson in this league, do I? No.
No.
No, so what?
I don't know.
No,
I think that was for
keep it
Godwin.
first. Cup at a second for a top 3 pick?
See, this is why I want to trade with more people because you value picks way higher than anyone else I know.
Dude, you ask anybody the 2-1 for Cup is not a bad offer. It's a fair offer.
Not a bad offer. It's a fair offer.
Maybe it's
Zach,
not what
but
you
the
want,
thing
that's
is,
what his
no,
value is.
because you can probably still compete this year. Right? I know you don't have a good record this year. You kind of struggled, but
It was your 2nd-round pick.
you can still listen. I don't care. No, that's not my point. You can still make the playoffs, and Cup would help your team so much.
That's
You could
why
easily
I
win it.
wanted him.
You could have given up more if you really wanted him. Give up more. I didn't make you trade for him. I never said you need to trade for him. I said he's available. Send offers. If I don't like the offer, as I've made so many bad trades in the past, if I don't like the offer, I'm not going to accept it just because I want to please you and help your team.
Here's the thing, Jared. In our negotiations, who had more leverage?
Who had more leverage?
Yes,
Let's
I can
see.
compete
Well,
for the playoffs.
you
I
wanted
can
him.
compete with the team I have right now. It's going to look better with Cup, yeah. But the team I
Yeah.
have right now can still compete. So am I really that needy to push for Cup? Or you,
4
a
and
team
7.
that's rebuilding with a 31-year-old wide receiver that's only going to lose value over the next 3 weeks?
Let's not blow this out of proportion, Zach. You're 4 and 7. I'm 3 and 8. It's not like you're competing. You're not like that much better than me.
I was in the playoffs before I lost this week.
Okay. Well, I'm 2
1
games
game
away
out of
from the playoffs.
You're 2.5.
I'm 2 back. Yeah.
Zach's got more points scored, I believe, too. So I guess
Yeah,
like
so
tiebreakers.
I
favor.
got
Yeah,
the
he has
tiebreaker
the
everyone
most
else in
points.
playoff
Yeah.
contention.
Yeah.
To Jared's point, though, I mean, Jared did try to shop him. Jared tried to make a bidding war, but
Yeah. I'm not forcing
due to
anyone to trade for him.
inactiveness, couldn't
but
really.
I knew
I sent Bernie a text.
why
I
would
texted
I-
you guys. I sent 2 texts to the group chat or to the
Yep.
league chat. I said, "Hey, Cup's available. Reminder, Cup's available." Last week of the, I made an effort to try to trade him. I reached out to you two and
Yep.
Bernie, the only
Yep.
3 that actually respond. I couldn't do anything else. I don't know what else to do. And once again, I didn't make you. If you wanted him, send an offer. If not, ignore it. I don't care. I don't like your offer. I want more for him. And after this offseason, if people are still going to want him, he's still going to be a top 20 receiver in the league. His value will go down,
That's
sure,
great.
but
But
it won't be
here's
as
my
high a
point,
value.
right?
But it's
You
still going to
can't
be.
complain that there's a trade deadline, and you can't trade your players because of it. When what you want for the players isn't market value. Because
If I offered you,
whether or
like-
not there's a trade deadline or not, you're never going to get more than market value for a player unless you
Okay.
run into somebody who's an idiot.
So I have about 2 players on my team that people actually might want, and I offered them both: Evan Ingram and Cooper Kupp. I guess some people might want Kenneth Gainwell, maybe, and then some, maybe Justin Herbert because he's a young quarter. Or what did I say? Gainwell? Yeah, Kenneth Walker.
Gainwell.
Yeah. I actually just picked up Gainwell because I did not have a
There are
starting running back
fourths,
this week.
maybe.
Yeah. Like I have a few good players. Yeah. My point here is like my players that I have, I need to get as much as I can out of. I need to completely rebuild. And getting a second for Kupp, what's that going to get me? A receiver that might get to the level of Kupp one
Better
day?
than nothing.
It's not better than nothing. I'd rather have Kupp for another 3 years and finish his career getting 10 points a week than have a second. Look at AD Mitchell. I mean, let's just look at the best case scenario. Marvin Harrison, right? I know he was a first, obviously, but say he was a second, right? So Kupp right now is having a better year than Harrison. He just is because when he's healthy, he's putting up better stats. Next year, it could happen again. That's 2 years where Kupp is better than Harrison. I'm trying to rebuild now, so why would I want a second round pick that might maybe turn into someone amazing, but be mediocre for 2 years when I can have Kupp, 2-3 great years left and build a solid team around him? Like I have a better chance of keeping him right now than I would getting a second for him.
A big thing is the continuity of dynasty. I think of like Josh Downs, Jared, right away. I think he was an early third in many leagues. Nico Collins wasn't a first round pick.
But that's just
and
luck. I
going
mean,
back.
you just have to kind
But
of hit on
I'm
it.
just trying to name
Same
like
with first round picks though. There's first round picks that do absolutely nothing too.
Yeah,
Like
I've
Sky
had
Moore.
about a few. I've had like 3 of them. Sky
Traylon
Moore,
Burks,
yeah.
1-3.
Traylon Burks, Sky Moore. Oh, yeah. Both
Right,
my
Jared,
picks and both
Let
kind
me
of.
name. Let me go back to. I'll go back 2023 rookie draft, and I'll name a few second round picks.
You should just read the whole second round. I think that'd be helpful exercise.
Dalton Kincaid.
Good.
Okay, I'm starting at 201, going to 212.
Okay.
Dalton Kincaid.
Uh-huh.
Good.
Good. Yep.
Michael Mayer hasn't done a whole lot.
Yep.
Rasheed Rice.
Yeah.
Kendra Miller hasn't done anything.
So don't just go past those, though. Don't go past those because those are the people that I get. You know, like, obviously they might not be the
That's
smartest
just 'cause
picks.
you suck at drafting.
Suck at drafting. I don't control a
Keep
player's
drafting
career.
Guys that do nothing, you suck at drafting.
I don't control a player's career if they tear their ACL or they don't want to play. That's not my fault. They have the
You
talent.
gotta
Look at
draft the
Richardson.
guys that are good at
Okay,
football.
perfect. So if you had the 104 and Richardson was still on the table in Dynasty, say, just for some reason, CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, and Will Levis all went before Richardson. Let's just say people are stupid in that league. So Richardson's still available. He's been terrible. Besides this last week, he's been awful. So you're trying to tell me that I shouldn't draft him there just because he hasn't been good? Like, how am I supposed to know that? You still draft the talent when it's there. I'm not going to pass on someone that's available. I don't know how they're going to be. Like, there's some anomalies there that you need to draft.
How like a draft works with like how rookies work.
You don't know. You don't know with them. You just have to go off of their college highlights and what system they're in.
Nobody knows. But somebody drafted Rasheed
So
Rice.
why are you saying
Somebody
I'm
drafted
drafting
Dalton
poorly?
Kincaid.
How would you say that?
Somehow pick all the guys that don't do anything.
Sky Moore was a great pick coming out of college on the Chiefs. They just lost. Who did they just lose? They just lost Tyreek Hill. He was like their number one. That's stupid not to take him. I'm like, of course. Why wouldn't I? And he's been nothing. Okay, Traylon Burks. They just traded A.J. Brown. They had nobody. He was their number one. And now he's a nobody. How am I supposed to know that? Like, that's not my fault.
Because there's certain traits that translate to NFL and certain ones that don't. Traylon Burks sucked at gain separation. Guess what you need to do in the NFL?
That was the one knock you had on him, but he still put up
don't get
stats in college.
separation, you're not going to get the ball. Guess what?
If I didn't draft him, he was going right after me.
He's not getting the football. Therefore, he sucks.
There are some guys.
What about Jalen Hyatt?
Fit, but yeah.
Offensive player of the year in college, and he's nothing on the Giants. He's projected like 0.2. He was my second round pick.
His biggest knock coming out of college is his road true is awful.
It was
His
more
fly
he's a
routes,
deep
and
ball
that's it.
threat, and he doesn't really play much now. That's all it was. Like he's on the
because
Giants, so
his
maybe it's
road
on.
tree is
Maybe
one
that
route.
one's on me. I drafted him, and he's on the Giants, and I drafted him. Maybe that's my fault. I'll take blame for that
But
one. But
You also saw the speed, Jared, and you saw
Yeah.
like, hey, if this guy could develop a route tree, there's a lot of potential. There's a two-sided coin, but obviously
Yeah.
and
there could be some alarm. Hindsight's 20/20 on these guys. So
yeah, and I think Zach, what you're doing is like you're looking at like say Xavier Worthy. Say he doesn't play out, right? The upside of him is wow, he's quick. He can deep ball threat. He could be a starter one day. You're gonna look at he didn't work out. Well, he's only 140. Of course he's not gonna work out. You're finding any flaw and just
Sure.
using it
Okay.
against him.
Going into the rookie draft this year, there were some guys that, like last year, I was not touching CJ Stroud. Was not drafting him anywhere. Just wasn't going to touch him. Right?
Yeah.
I went high on Richardson. So far, Stroud has worked out pretty well. He's had a rough year this year, but last year is good.
Yeah.
Richardson, comparatively, has been way worse. This year, I looked at Worthy. I was like, I don't see him ever averaging 8 to 10 targets a game. I'm not touching Worthy, right? Who's one of the guys that I guess I was targeting? I was targeting Jonathan Brooks, right? Even redraft leagues, I was drafting him because I thought he was going to be back by week 7.
Or like Pearsall
Didn't turn
or
out.
something. You
I
know,
avoided Worthy. That has turned out so far, right? So, like, obviously you're still going to miss on some players. But you need to decide, like, when you go into a draft, that's why you decide guys that you want to target, guys that you don't.
So are you gonna knock like every single NFL GM for not hitting on every single pick?
No, it's just the nature of drafting.
The Colts,
Sometimes
I
you
mean,
win, sometimes
Chris
you
Ballard's been
lose.
struggling lately, but the Colts cut their 5th, 6th, 7th round picks. I think maybe even 4th too. Their last like 4 picks they cut immediately after the draft or after training camp because they just weren't good enough. But they saw something in those players that made them draft them. They're not just going to pick from a random crowd and say, I want you. Like they know who they're drafting. And for my case, I knew that Sky Moore had great potential. I knew Traylon Burks had potential. These players I'm drafting, they could have easily been the wide receiver 1 on their team. Traylon Burks, if he was still if he was playing, say they didn't get D-Hop ever, they don't have Kelvin Ridley, and he was their number one, he could still be a top 25 receiver in fantasy if he was like their number one. If, obviously, he's not. But like they could have worked out. But because they haven't, I don't like picks because none of my picks have worked out. That doesn't mean they're bad picks. It's just they didn't play out, which turns into bad picks. At the time, they're good picks.
Like, that's why you have to weigh whether the risk is worth it or not. So, like, look at Xavier Worthy versus Lab McConkey, right? They're going in similar areas. Going into the rookie drafts this year, Xavier Worthy was profiled as deep threat. His potential is off the
on
charts,
the Chiefs,
but
kind of like a Tyreek Hill.
Also, I feel like everyone going in knew his floor could be one catch a game. Like he'll have multiple weeks where he's one catch, right? That's what everyone kind of knew going into it.
Who can't have one catch a game? You know, like Jefferson had one catch the other week. Like,
but like
it just
you
happened.
look at Lab McConkey, I think everyone knew he was going to be more consistent week to week, and he'll probably have some 20-point weeks. But is he going to have the 4 catches, 200 yards, and 2 touchdown games? Probably not. It's probably never going to happen, right? So when you go into the draft, you got to weigh, is the upside of Worthy worth the giving up the floor that Lab McConkey has, and which one do you prefer? And then you can go into your draft with that strategy. Obviously, like, it's not always going to be perfect, but it's like a calculated risk with everyone.
See, but here's my point. I get that. There's a system that plays into it as well. Obviously, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, they leave the Chargers. McConkey is like the guy. You know, obviously Johnston's there, but like
situations.
Yeah, so that's a great system for him right now. Herbert's been having a above average year. Like that's a good system. Then you look at the Chiefs with Worthy, and it's like, okay, so Rashee Rice, you knew was facing a suspension of some sort. Now he's out for the year with his injury, but that we didn't know that obviously before when you drafted Worthy. You lose, Juju, he was gone, right? He's on the Bills now or something. I don't know.
No,
they have a bunch. Is he still there? Well, he's like they have a bunch of like mid receivers. Yeah. So you're looking at Worthy. You're like, okay, so deep ball kind of reminds you of Tyreek Hill, how fast he is. When he got drafted to the Chiefs, everyone's like, wow, of course they get the quickest guy in the draft. Of course. Why wouldn't they? Yeah, he's small, but like the upside there is insane. Like, obviously there's a downside with anyone that they're going to catch 1-2 passes a game. That's just that's the nature of football. Like Travis Kelce had 15 catches one week. Last week he had 1. Like it just happens. But Mahomes, you know that the Chiefs have been good. Just won the Super Bowl. Like Mahomes is a good quarterback, but you didn't expect him to be this bad this year. And you didn't expect Worthy to get nothing. Like you still think that he's a viable option. It's just bad luck. That's all it comes down to sometimes. And I've gotten a lot of that bad luck. And that's why, going back to the point, I don't like second round picks. Yes, they might turn out. Yes, but Cooper Kupp is proven. I've always been against picks. I like proven talent. I know he's old and I'm trying to rebuild. But like I want more. I know it's me, but I traded for Chris Godwin for Drew or with I don't know if that was with you, Zach, for a first round pick. Yeah, like I gave up a first for him. Like I think that they're still worth a lot. Like even if they are 28, 30 years old, you're not going to get much. You're like if I'm trying to trade for Cooper Kupp, I'm not going to get him for a second. No way would someone accept it. And I know that, but you expect me to give you a second.
Well, here's like my thing is Kupp's 31. How many more years is he going to actually be startable?
2 or 3?
Receivers at like the 32, like the early 30s is when they start to drop off. So yes, that second round pick has a probably 60% chance to do absolutely nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in that 40%, 30 of them is just going to be like a third starter, right? Like it's going to be lower than Kupp.
Yeah.
But that 10%, you might be getting a number 1 wide receiver for 12 years.
You might be, yeah. But the odds of that, like you said, 10%. So 1 out of every 10 picks. You really think I'm going to risk that by giving up 3 years, 2-3 years of top of the line receiving football from Kupp? Like I can't.
If you're rebuilding, that's
smarter ways to rebuild.
Rebuilding is
my
give
first
up those
move.
Older guys to take as many of those shots as you can, and you hope that 1 or 2 out of 10 hit, and then by the time you build up all those picks, you hit out enough that you can compete, and you're competing for 5-6 years.
So explain to me the difference between getting a second round pick for Kupp and you being able to give up Herbert, 2 firsts, and Shakir for Mahomes.
Yeah, that was
I
an
mean,
awful trade.
well,
Looking
I'm
back
just
at it,
saying,
that was
like,
an awful trade.
You value your quarterbacks and everything way higher than a top of the line receiver right now. I know he's 30, I get it, but Mahomes is just
'cause
Mahomes.
and
It's just a
Herbert are
quarterback.
both. They got 10 years left.
Herbert's been better than Mahomes this year, so you basically just gave me a Shakir and 2 firsts for nothing.
Yeah,
I mean, that's how I see it.
It's been an awful trade.
But
Look,
you're
right,
So
okay
far.
with doing
I
that.
was expecting
Those are
Herbert
the
to-
trades, but those are the trades that I want to make to build my team and rebuild. Those are the trades
He
I
wants
need
to
to make.
fleece people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
you don't-
obviously you do it all the time, Drew. You always
Jared,
do.
do you hit a home run every at bat? No, you
No.
gotta take the strikeouts.
If you're
you
Shohei,
take
you
the
do.
walks.
Why do you think he's the best? I want to
And
be
that
the
trade
best.
still could pan out for Zach. You know, that's the beautiful thing about Dynasty, especially those quarterback trades is
Yeah.
So I say it right now,
Mahomes gets
fleecing,
back to
but
his, like,
yeah.
2018 form where he's lighting up the league,
Yeah.
then yeah, I probably win that trade. But as of right now, yeah, I've lost that trade. But you're not gonna hit a home run every trade. Some trades are. It's like there's a difference
couple
between
singles.
But I
huge,
know
like,
that
huge league-changing trades and process trades.
okay, but let me ask you
Cup trade
this.
is more of like a process trade out.
If you're gonna use baseball as an analogy, do you think Shohei goes up to the plate and he's like, no, I don't want to hit a home run this at bat. I'm not going to. I want a single. I want an infield single. That's what I want. You think
Right,
he does that? No. He goes
This
up
is
there
a
thinking,
bad
I want a
comparison.
home run. So why would
Yeah.
I accept the cup trade for a second when I know personally that I can get more for him? You might not think so, but I think I
you
can.
didn't. The trade
You have
deadline's
different
passed.
Next year, dude.
Right now,
next
your
year.
option is a walk, or you go and sit
Next
back
year.
on the bench.
A
You
walk
decide to
puts
go
me at
sit on the
first.
bench.
A walk puts me at first, all right?
And
Well, that walk was the
going
second
to
round
sit on the
pick.
Bench does he
Yeah.
on the bases?
Okay. A home run next year is gonna. When I trade Cup next year for you'll see. It'll play out.
Yeah,
What
next
if it was like
year
a second
goes
and a
from
third?
The best you can do is a triple.
I would have taken Cup, or I would have taken the trade if I offered Cooper Cup and Evan Ingram, and say you wanted, I don't know, like a first,
2026 first.
yeah, a 2026 first. I would have 100% done that for the
I
101
would have
next
done
year.
that.
I would have 100%.
Oh, not the 101. Wait, what?
Well, that's
What's
what I'm
this?
saying. I give him a first Cup
Oh,
and
God.
Evan
It's
Ingram.
his currently,
my
I
101.
think it might be the 102 right now, but
Now it's the 102
currently-
because I'm
yeah, the pick is way up there. I
Yeah.
don't see it dropping out of the top 3.
But you don't understand. Okay, buddy, I'm almost in the playoff. Watch out for me. You don't see how needy I am of a running back. I have one starting running back on my team. One. Braylon Allen is not a starter. Kenneth Gainwell I just picked up off waivers because he was available and I needed someone.
frankly,
And Miles
what
Sanders
you're
just like broke
asking-
his ankle and he's like 33. I don't have anyone else. I just traded Josh Jacobs for JJ McCarthy and a first round pick. And I gave up a second as well. Like that was a good trade, but I needed to rebuild and Josh Jacobs isn't going to help me. Those are the picks I want to, those are the trades I want to do. I don't want a second. I want a first and I give you more because I need more. I need more than a second. That's not going to help me.
And Jared, you would know, those trades are always a player and like a second or like 2 players for first. You're almost never getting those trades done.
I know. But
It's almost
that's why I was going to
impossible
work with
get
you.
those
We
trades.
negotiate. I'm not just trading with a random. Like we negotiate. You know that we can talk through it. That Mahomes trade was tabled for 6 months. Like we were talking about it on the trip. It just got
Should
done
stay
a month ago, 2 months ago. Yeah.
Should have
It was
left
tabled for a long time. See, you just can't accept the fact that I fleeced you on a trade, and now you're trying to fleece me to get back at me. But I don't want a second. You wouldn't have accepted it. If I would have given you a second and you had Cup and you were rebuilding, you wouldn't have accepted it.
If I
You
was
wouldn't
in your situation,
No,
with
you
the
wouldn't
second
have.
that it is,
You
I
wouldn't
probably
have.
would have asked for a third on top.
I would.
That's what
I'm
I'm saying.
asking
You
for
would've
more,
said
and you said
second and
nope.
third.
I'm not
I think
budging.
that
You
would've
said
I
been
you're-
wouldn't have been like the only way I'm trading him is for the 101. I would not have done that.
I wanted the 101. That's why I reached out to you. I know you don't have many picks, and I was like, I want the 101. Like I need the 101. Give me that. I'll give you whatever you want, besides a running back, and that's all I wanted.
Just get Herbert back.
I would have given you Herbert for the 101 and like a backup quarterback or something.
Herbert
I
and
don't know.
Cup for the 101.
No,
That's not bad. If you're thinking it's gonna be
not bad. Look at my quarterbacks.
well, you
Okay,
got
so next-
JJ. You have JJ back next year.
So Will
get that
Levis and
first.
JJ McCarthy.
It's 4 point. That could work.
I can't. There's a reason I accepted that trade for Herbert. Like I needed a quarterback, and that's why I traded Josh Jacobs because I needed a quarterback. Will
We did
Levis might
JJ
not
and
start
Herbert,
next
even
year.
better.
Yeah, but Will Levis might not start next year, so I traded for JJ. That's why I did it because I needed a quarterback for next year. Do you want to do my fun game or no?
We can, yeah.
No, that was hesitant.
Yeah,
Sorry, my AirPods died. You guys are extremely quiet right now.
Oh,
that's okay. I got it up.
This won't last long, by the way. You guys aren't going to get many of them.
That's all good.
Do you have
I want to
13?
read a few betting odds to you guys too.
Yeah, go for it.
Before. Well, no, we got the game first. We go game
Okay.
first. All right,
So-
13 what?
Have fun. This is the 13 tubbiest or fattest NFL players in the league right now. Go for it.
Largest NFL players.
The largest. Come on.
All right. I get to go
Good
first.
luck.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right, Vita Vea.
13. That's why I made it 13. He weighs 247. Hey, Zach, it's your turn.
Zach. Oh, how about I go again?
Yeah, sure. He can take 2 in a row then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Offensive lineman. I mean, I don't know.
It's gonna be
This is
tough.
tough.
Yeah.
I'm thinking interior guys. Is Kenny Clark on this?
No. I can give you hints,
Probably
though,
not.
as you go, but
So okay, I'm just so Zach, it is largest NFL players. Vita Vea is on the list. I tried to double guess. Hear me, Zach?
well, we can take a little break.
What?
You can read us betting odds too if his audio's not.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh,
Zach. Oh my goodness.
he's loud now. He's gonna be really loud.
Zach, you hear us? Okay. A little bit
Alright.
of tech issues right now. Assuming Zach's fixing. Well, the odds would have been more interesting with Zach. We're gonna see if he's here.
Yeah.
Nope. Oh goodness.
What is that through?
Said
Is
better
that like
days.
yeah?
Better days for
Do
that.
you
But
agree
no,
with me on that cup trade though? Like, do you think that would you have accepted it?
I personally think a second's fair. I think a second and a third probably pushes it for me. I would have done it honestly, but I do think that having a bidding war would have been better.
Yeah.
Hey Zach,
Whoa, echo.
we had some big echo. Okay, it's a fun one.
Yeah.
Okay, MVP odds though. The big thing was Josh Allen did in fact surpass Lamar. That's what we were talking about last week. Now he's plus 150. Lamar's plus 200. Goff plus 600. I found this interesting. Mahomes.
Tyler was 4. I saw or up top.
Well,
So,
I'm seeing Mahomes run out, tied for 4th with Hurts, ahead of Murray, Herbert, and Burrow.
really?
Joe Burrow plus 4,000 with the great year he's having. Zach is back.
Is it still echoing?
No, it's
No,
good.
you're good now. We're just reading some
I know-
award stuff too.
I know Zach said that Burrow should be MVP. I mean, I think he still should be a favorite, even though they are 4 and
They're 4 and
7.
They had to win this week.
I don't get that though. Why though? If you're having a great year, I know it's not wins, but like if you're having a great year and you're putting up all-time stats, why aren't you?
Plus 4,000.
Yeah,
It's pretty much Lamar, Allen, or
Allen's ahead. So it's Allen, Jackson, and then Goff. But it's mostly Allen and Jackson. Plus 150 for Allen, plus 200 for Jackson.
if you take that one Jared Goff game out of there with the 5 picks, I mean he's having a remarkable year. Like he had like 2 picks all year.
Yep.
his team
Yep.
loaded is the issue.
Yeah,
Sanders and Purdy didn't win last year.
I mean he has games where he goes 12 for 14 with 200 yards, but they score 50 points. Like he doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah. And then OPOY was the other big one. Saquon actually passed Henry. So after Saquon's big game last week,
Really.
plus 115 now. Henry plus 140. The interesting thing is, you might be like, where's Jamar Chase? He's plus 700. So he's a bit back. I found that surprising, just based on kind of how. So the plus money guys, if you're betting on the rest of the year here, obviously, it's
Did
not
Chase
a whole
miss a
lot.
few weeks or no?
No.
Remember Chase started rusty a little bit,
Oh yeah, yep.
but
That's
look at how he's just dominated throughout. That's been crazy. The only like heavy favorites, TJ Watt obviously for DPOI. I feel like that's.
Do they have
a lock.
rookie? Do they have rookies on there? Rookie awards?
Yep. I'm getting rookies. This one's interesting in my opinion. I think offensive rookie, personally, with Daniels, Nix, and Bowers. Yeah. Obviously, Daniels seems like the lock, but Nix has played better as of late, arguably better than Daniels.
Yeah.
Last 3-4 weeks. Bowers has had a historic year. He's having a better year. Arguably, it's gonna finish as Pitts did a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a big one too. Drake May's played better. Obviously, he started too late, so that's not gonna happen. As with the other guys, who Caleb has came on better, but Neighbors quarterback play. But obviously, Daniels looks to be the guy, but should be closer. A defensive rookie, Jared Verse, Quinyon Mitchell, and then Latu.
Yeah, I knew he'd be up there. I just didn't know how far.
Yeah, he's
having a good
plus 2,000. So I mean, he's well versus the heavy favorite.
Yeah.
Evan Williams is plus 3,000. Zach. Edrin Cooper also.
All right.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Is coach of the year obvious? You think?
There's actually coach of the year is the one where there's plus money thrown around everywhere.
Really?
Tomlin's plus 300, Campbell's plus 400, Harbaugh's plus 500. And you got like Gannon and O'Connell in there. Dan Quinn also. Dan Quinn might be actually a plus money, plus 800 is Dan Quinn.
I really thought
obviously it feels like Tomlin and Campbell should be the two. But
yeah, that's what I thought.
I was looking at another topic I had too for us to chat about pending how much we had was how well the Chargers really have been this year. They're 7-3. Their 3 losses are just a fluky Monday night loss. Arizona, it was like a 1 score. They lost the Chiefs 1 score. And they had another one in there where top team you lose to. The rest of the way it's been smooth sailing really for them. So they've been same with the Steelers. They've continued.
I don't understand either of those actually. Like the Steelers, they have not looked good until like a few weeks ago when Wilson took over. They were like what 5-2 when he took over, or 4-2. I know Wilson hasn't lost a game, but like the Colts destroyed. I mean, not destroyed. We were destroying them until halftime. Like, at halftime, we beat the Steelers. Like they weren't. I didn't think they were anything special, and then they just keep winning. And same as the Chargers, they have no business being 7-3. They really don't. They lose all their players. They lose their coach. Obviously, they have Harbaugh now, so it's looking good. But
both teams their defense are playing phenomenal. They're not turning the ball over.
Yeah. But let's say the Chargers win 10-11 games, make the playoffs. Like he's got to be the coach of the year, right? Obviously, you could say the same with the Steelers. Let's say Steelers win 11-12 games, pace they're on. Maybe, but
it's different.
I don't know.
I think that
Campbell. What if they go 50-2?
Yeah, it's going to be hard for Campbell not to win it. I think. I just think that, like maybe if they go 11-5 or 11-6, talking about the Chargers, I think he has a good chance. Just look at all the troubles they've had. I mean, that they fire their OC, they fire their head coach, they get a new head coach, they lose all their receivers, and now they're kind of. You might disagree. They're kind of. I thought going into this year they were going to be the worst that they've been in a long time, and now they're, they trade away their running back, and now they have Dobbins there, like out of nowhere. They changed their whole team, and now it's working out, which I didn't think it would. So I don't think a lot of people did.
Yeah. But I think the other toss-up, or it is the other toss-up. Who would you guys say comeback player of the year is right now?
Anthony Richardson. No.
So there's there's the injury guys, Kirk Cousins, J.K. Dobbins, Joe Burrow's in there, injury guys.
Aaron Rodgers.
Those are like the three. Kyler Murray. So basically, it's a four-way race with heavy favorites being Cousins and Burrow. I think J.K. Dobbins is a good value. I just don't know how much they're gonna keep rolling with him. But obviously, the quarterbacks are favored. It should probably be Kirk Cousins, but you think Burrow?
See, I just don't like that though. I really don't. Okay, you get hurt one year, you come back, you have a good year, you win the award.
Here's the
He's doing fine. He's not even having a great year. His 2 games against Tampa Bay, he's thrown for like
fine. Let me change my vote to Burrow.
50 yards.
Burrow's got to win. I think what will happen is voters are going to be like, I want to vote for him for MVP. They're going to pivot and then fit him in here. The definition right now that I have up is it's given to the player who has overcome the most adversity after failing to play or playing poorly the year prior.
Yeah. So you can't tell me Burrow was like, I mean, he played poorly, right? He wasn't like the worst quarterback in the league. Yeah, and then, but then he missed exactly. So what I'm saying is like he made the Super Bowl 2 years ago. He's a great quarterback. He gets hurt one year, comes back and just maintains playing the way he should, and he wins an award for it. I think it should go to players like they changed the rules. It's you have to miss time. You can't just play bad and then play good the next year. You have to actually like miss time. And they just changed it because they thought DeMar Hamlin should have won it last year and not Joe Flacco because he didn't play the year before. He wasn't hurt. He just wasn't on a team. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like they changed it to where it has to be a player that was playing, got hurt, missed the year, then came back and did well. So a player, not being biased, but a player like Richardson, if he would have started off this year and played amazing, he would have won the award. A player like Cousins had a good year 2 years ago, got hurt, and now he's just playing worse than he was 2 years ago. And he's going to win the award. I don't understand the criteria there.
It's just, I think it's just, quarterbacks usually win awards. We'll give it to the quarterback. I do still think that Burrow, it could be a thing, but to your point, Jared, how do you feel about like J.K. Dobbins, for example? He's the other guy who feels like he is a legitimate, all the adversity he's came through injury-wise his whole career. I feel like that's a guy who, if he continues putting up the numbers rest of the season, it should be, and also going off team success too. Obviously, that's not like a huge piece in this award, but like it fits that component as well if they win those 10, 11 games. So,
No, J.K. Dobbins is the kind of player that I would expect to win the award. Someone that,
plus 450
ACL or Achilles, whatever it was, he was hurt for like 2 years,
multiple
comes
injuries,
back, and then now he's having a good year. That's a player that should win it, not someone that just suffered an injury and then just went back to playing the way they normally do, even worse than they like Cousins. He's been worse. I don't know.
Well, okay. Back that was the betting talk. Largest NFL players. Zach, I guess guesses. Kenny Clark and Vita Vea. Vita Vea was on here. I'm trying to guess those interior big boys. Also the offensive line, the big boys on the O-line.
I think Zach's going to be better than this because he just studies offensive linemen for some reason.
I'll go.
He might not look at height and weight. I hope so.
True.
Tristan Wirfs.
I didn't see him on here. No.
Maybe I'm.
You get 2 guesses, Zach.
Oh yeah.
What do you say?
Orlando Brown.
Yeah, he's number 6.
Oh.
And he weighs 260 or 363.
Yeah. He's a giant.
Yeah.
Is Trent Williams on here?
I don't think so. No.
Vita Vea was only like 260 something, you said?
No, Vita Vea is 347.
Well, okay, it was. That's why I was like,
yeah.
There's no way he's only 263. Yeah, that's why I'm saying. That's why I was trying to gauge. I was like, there's no way. I thought that's what Jared said. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
So 347 and above.
These are really big boys. I can give you teams if you need.
Not yet.
All right.
You can guess, don't you?
No,
we can alternate.
You got 2 because he took 2 when you were out of here.
I feel like we're not gonna be able to name a lot of these guys.
That's why I want to give you teams so that you have at least
we might need
hint.
teams. I know if Zach had one more in him.
You want teams now?
Yeah.
Okay, number 1 would be Patriots.
Oh, whoops.
Number 2
New acronym.
is Ravens. Number 3 is the Packers. Number 4 is Eagles. Is this? Yeah, right now. Okay, I want to make sure it was right now. Yeah, 4 is Eagles. Let me just make sure I got these right.
Oh,
5. You didn't get 5.
Keep
5 is
going.
Jets.
Oh, that one gives it away.
Yeah. You got 6. 7 is Cowboys. 8 is Ravens. 9 is Giants. 10 is Falcons. 11 is Patriots. And then 12 would be the Bengals.
okay, it's my turn.
Zach's turn. He didn't guess.
Jordan Davis.
Yep, Jordan Davis.
No,
is the...
it's not.
What?
No, it's not.
I thought he was like
Oh.
370.
It is not.
Oh goodness, I was banking on it being him, Zach.
Me too.
That's why I was like, I'm not even gonna think. I was like, I hope it was me.
Carter.
Oh,
I mean, I was-
I'm just seeing now. This came out in 2022, so here we go. Why don't we start fresh?
So he
Okay,
was-
we're good now, but this is from 2022, so 2 years ago.
Shoot.
It was the top article too, so that's just kind of unfortunate. But
2 years ago now, so now we got to move back to.
most of these guys
good.
are big names, though. I mean,
We just work
big.
together to try and figure this out.
Fletcher
guys can't.
Cox.
No, not Fletcher Cox.
I'll go. Shoot, I don't know.
The top guy is 380 pounds, so don't guess like a Vince Wilfork or nothing like that.
Justin Madubuike.
Who?
2 years ago, Zach. 2 years ago, not last year.
He was in the league. He just got extended.
He's with Baltimore.
Yeah.
No. Who'd you say?
Matabike.
No.
Okay.
I'm just naming guys I know.
Yeah.
Oh. Lane Johnson.
No.
Dexter Lawrence.
No. Is
That's
this gonna be too
my-
tough?
Well,
You guys-
give us a couple more guys. We'll see how we do.
Okay, well, I'll give you like. I don't want to give you like the gimmies. Do you know the Packer?
2 years ago, Packer was it
Number 72.
not Bakhtiari.
He's like a nobody. I've never even heard of this guy. His name's Caleb Jones.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
No. Okay, number 4 you should easily get. He was on the Super Bowl team.
Is it Jordan Mailata?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Same as number 5. You should easily get number 5.
Is it like this?
Quinnen Williams? No, I
No.
think it's just I. I don't think it's.
Yeah, it's Mailata.
Okay, perfect.
Quinnen Williams.
No.
Oh, is it a tackle?
Yeah, offensive tackle.
Yeah. Not Vera Tucker.
Went to Louisville, drafted in 2020.
Oh,
Becton.
Becton. Yeah.
Mekhi Becton. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Sitting at 363, and we all know he is sitting. Okay, that was kind of mean. Sorry.
He would have worked for Philly now if this was a current list.
Yeah. Number 7, you're not gonna get Quinton Bohanna.
Oh. No.
No. Number 8.
Drew 3
Prob-
7. Done.
Yeah, number 7. Just put Bohanna. BOH.
I'm not even not even
Okay,
filling
okay,
it in.
okay.
We're gonna keep going.
Number 8. Number 66. On the Ravens.
We need
He's got a-
offense.
Yeah, he's got like a mohawk kind of cut. Big beard. Huh?
Offense, defense.
Tackle.
It doesn't say, but I'm guessing offense.
I don't know.
Ben Cleveland.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would never have guessed him. But
Nope.
Number 9. Okay, I can easily. 2022 draft. He fell very far. He was supposed to be a top pick.
Oh.
Giants.
Another one of the tackles. It was offensive lineman.
Andrew Thomas.
Yeah, offensive lineman. Oh no, he didn't fall. Never mind. He was a top 10 pick.
Was it Thomas?
No, I was thinking of someone else. This guy's a
You're
top 10
thinking-
pick.
Andrew Thomas.
No,
Dexter Lawrence.
no.
No. Who was the other lineman, Zach? Who had a?
Oh,
Drafted in 2022.
They drafted that other guy.
Who?
Alabama.
Not Evan Neal. It was.
Yeah.
Who's Evan
Yeah,
Neal?
yes, it's Evan Neal out of
Oh,
Alabama.
it was Evan Neal.
Yeah. Number 10, I've never heard of. His name is Anthony Rush. Can't say I've heard of that guy.
Heard that last name.
Number 11 is Mike Onwenu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then number 12 you should get. He
Carlos
is out of-
Dunlap.
No, he's out of Cleveland.
Dude,
Sorry,
he
not
played
out
for
of
Cincinnati. That was not a
He's out of
bad guess.
No, I didn't mean Cleveland. I meant
Dunlap's
Clemson.
Yeah.
He's out of Clemson. He's a
Oh,
defensive tackle. Yeah.
Jackson Carmen.
Nope.
I really like my Dunlap guess. That was.
Yeah. 1994, so that would make him 30 years old.
30.
Yep. He's a nose tackle.
That changes things a little bit.
Yeah, he's a well-known player. He played in the Super Bowl with them. I mean, he's one of their best players.
Is it DJ Reader?
It is DJ Reader. Yeah.
Nice.
And then you need
Um,
3, 2, and 1. You got 3. No, you didn't get 3.
Caleb
Oh yeah,
Jones.
Caleb Jones. So 2 is Daniel Falele.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we should have gotten that.
And number 1 you should get. I mean, he's 31 years old. He went to Florida. He was drafted in the 7th round in 2015.
D tackle.
Offensive tackle
Offensive
for the
Mike Brown.
Patriots.
Or Trent Brown.
Yeah, it's Trent Brown. Yeah, he's the
Nice.
biggest guy. It's all a fun list, no? You guys sucked
That
at
was-
it.
that was
I wouldn't
tough.
have done
That
any
was-
better. So
I mean, I think naming the 2014 kicking leaders might have been easier.
Yeah.
You needed the teams in offense or defense.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll do
Yep.
punters next week, so study your punters.
Punter. Okay. Long snappers the week after, I'm sure.
Any heck
In
Yeah.
2016, maybe. But that was good. Jared's voice has been heard on the trade deadline, as have mine. Hopefully, Zach puts a poll on that. That's what I'll vote for.
hmm
No.
That one won't be split. That would be probably 8-2, 10-2, whatever. How many teams there are.
Zach's gonna require like 4/6 majority or
You need
something.
10 votes to pass.
We'll say that instead of 2/3. Okay, 10 votes actually. 5/6. Okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that'll wrap it here for myself, Drew Skyberg, along with Zack Rausch and Jared Valleskey on this Wednesday night. Thank you all for listening to another episode of Drew's Sports Crew, The Journey to Million, the perfect podcast for you.